So I'm here with Lana, the beautiful Lana Keddy, and Lana, we look at you and we think of a woman of great faith and how you're a worshipper and how God has been very present. And in these few visits I've done with you, Lana, you've talked about not being afraid, you're ready to go, and how God is close to you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Right from the very diagnosis, right from the very beginning, I have felt God's presence guiding this whole process. And at times I questioned it because I didn't see at the time that it was God's leading. So there were little examples along the way. The first example was with my chemo. So the chemo practice would be 3 chemo, then a CT scan, and then 3 more chemo, and surgery, a debulking surgery after the CT scan. So I had the CT scan, I'd had the 3 treatments, and I met with my gynecologist. I was told that she did not know what she would find when she went in for surgery. She might have to remove some of my bowel, she might have to remove some of my liver. It had spread, and she did not know what she was going to find. My OR didn't get booked. And at first I was really, really annoyed because my OR didn't get booked and these little things were happening. So they did an extra chemo. Mm-hmm. So when I was going for my debulking surgery, it was right at the height of the pandemic.
Oh.
No one was allowed in the hospital with me.
My.
I had to go totally alone. No one was allowed.
Wow.
And we'd spent the night in friends of ours in Dartmouth so we could be close to the hospital. And in the middle of, I was scared.
Yeah.
I had to do this alone.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have to do it alone. Mm-hmm. And in the middle of the night, I heard a voice say, "Do not be afraid. I am with you. Mm-hmm. You are not alone."
Wow.
And it was so clear, I sat right up in bed.
Yeah.
And immediately calm.
Wow.
There was calm. So the next day when I went to the hospital, I'm lying on the gurney outside the OR, and I just start shaking uncontrollably. And I heard the voice again. "Don't be afraid. I am with you. You are not alone." Immediately calm. So the next thing I know, I'm waking up, and my doctor, my gynecologist, has her face down on my face. She said, "Lana, it is remarkable. Remarkable. I didn't have to touch any other organ. Every little spot, you could see a little burn spot. It had been cleared."
Wow.
Every little spot. She said it was just absolutely remarkable. I had no idea what I was going to find. And she said, "It is just remarkable." And I thought, okay, that's why God had that extra chemo in there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Lana, what kind of cancer do you have?
Ovarian
Which
cancer. Is the most deadly form of gynecological cancer.
And how long have you had that diagnosis?
I'm in my 3rd year. It's normally given a 1-year, 2-year, 5-year term. All depends what stage you're in. And I was late stage 4. And that's what makes it so deadly, is that you're late stage when you're diagnosed. Mm-hmm. Because there's no real symptoms until you have symptoms.
Right.
I've just felt God's presence the whole way through the last 3 years.
Yeah.
It's just been remarkable. And joy. Look for the things that bring you joy. I was able to spend extra time with my mom.
Right.
We had no idea that, Mom was going to have vasculitis and die within 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I had the whole summer with Mom because I was sick with cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Precious time.
Wow.
And so you just look for those moments of joy that God gives you through the whole process. And there are moments of joy.
So somebody finding themselves in a similar position to you, just going to the doctor, getting a diagnosis of cancer, what would you say to them? What's the kind of thing you would say, words of hope or strength? What would they be?
Well, it's so difficult because people deal with things in such a different way. But for me, it's look for those little blessings each day because they're there. And if you look for those little blessings each day, you will find them. And that's quite honestly, every day I would look for the blessings of that day, and there would be something to be joyful about. There'd be something to praise God about. There'd be something to allow yourself to not focus on the cancer so much, but focus on more important things in life.
You're a worshipper. From the very first time I laid eyes on you at church, you were radiant, and I could just tell you were a worshipper. But you tell me, what does worship mean to you?
Worship for me is expressing to God the joy and the love that He brings to your life, and focusing on that, and allowing that to radiate through you. And share that with people.
Lana, we're here in a hospital room, and you still are wanting to worship. This is the second time you and I have been together, and we've been worshipping, and it's such an incredible experience. And it's a gift to us to worship with you, because, just we feel that immense love that you have for God, and that radiates into the room. It's quite wonderful. So what would you like to say to your church family? You've got lots of conversations with your own family, immediate kin, but for your church family, what would you want to say to them?
Well, first of all, I wanted to do this song to thank them, a way of thanking them for their constant prayer. And I know that people have been praying. I feel the prayer. And so, first of all, thank you for the church family, the love, the prayers. And celebrate. Celebrate the joy. Celebrate with each other, the joy of the Lord with each other.
You know what keeps coming to me, Lana, is the joy of the Lord is my strength. Is that what your experience is?
Oh, yes. Very, very much so. Very much so. I had some verses that I was really hoping for healing. And so I had some verses that heal me, O Lord, and I'll be healed. save me and I'll be saved, for you are the one I praise. You know, and I had some verses that, and there reaches a time where it's not God's plan. God has a different plan for you. And accepting that plan and knowing that plan and then being excited for that plan. Like I told you that, yes, I'll be going home. I'm not scared to die. I'd sooner not, because there are things that I want to experience here on life, here on earth. But I'm certainly not afraid to go home and be with the Lord and be with Jesus.
Lana, you've got beautiful grandchildren. How many do you have?
I have 3 and 1 on the way.
And you and I shared a moment with Tiffany last week, didn't we?
Yes.
What did we do? When we laid hands on her tummy and you prayed your blessing on that new baby, eh?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you hope for your grandchildren?
Well, I hope for a wonderful life, of course. And I know that they will have that Tiffany will provide that, and Brendan will provide that. I do hope that they have faith in the Lord and they have a relationship with God and with Jesus, and that they will have that relationship, as it's a strength that you don't know until you have it. And you know, and people that I've met here in the hospital, like, you know, it's like, you seem so happy. How can you be so happy?
Right, exactly.
And I said, well, I have a strong faith. It's my faith that. And this one woman, she said, well, I've never seen anybody be so joyful when they have an ovarian cancer.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And I said, well, when you have faith and you look for the blessings in each day, it helps. So,
Lana, you're a joy, you're a blessing to us, and we're just so grateful for you. Thank you for doing this little interview. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.